doorbell at Jimmy's house. Now when you come to my house, my doorbell sounds like this.
Hey, welcome to the People's Weekly, Spooky Friday the 13th. I'm here with Canadian Glenn. What's up, Glenn?
Happy 13th.
Hey, do I seem enthusiastic more than usual today?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. I want to be my regular monotone self. So, yeah, I'm trying to stop the song and tweet out the show as always. Things give me trouble. So, yeah, what's going on with the view up here? I didn't seem to hear it last Wednesday, and I was very upset.
That would be because there was no show last Wednesday.
Oh, so my phone's working?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is correct. There was no show last week. This week, there will be a show. We can only take 1 week off. But there's a real issue in Canada about the access to information system. The last time our laws were looked at for this was 1983. Technology's changed a little. So it's taken 2 years for the government of Canada to come up with so-called improvements. They're not improvements. You guys should be used to this with the Patriot Act. The new bill that's going to clean everything up actually gives the government more authority to keep secrets.
But
what progress?
I feel so much safer, though.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. So we're going to talk about that and what a crock of shit it is.
Cool. So yeah, view up here Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I got some more my non-objective opinions coming. I'm just working out times with people, and my work has been picking up a lot with more hours, so it's harder to schedule some things. We did a live show from the LA Occupy ICE Los Angeles last week. If anyone hasn't heard that, check it out. A lot of the activists there were talking, and sorry, and yeah, they were saying a lot of really good, important things that I think need to be heard. So, check out that show. It was I think it was Friday after I did this show. I went down there and did that show, so it was cool. It's got music all through it and a lot of people talking about the occupation, so check it out. And I'm going back there tonight. I don't know. Hopefully I won't have to stream anything. That'll be good. Hello, Stuart. Stuart's in the chat. So yeah, I guess we can move on to the topics for today.
Alrighty.
The first one is OpSerena, right? The new hashtag?
Yes, it is.
I'm trying to find it now so I can read the little, whatever it is. Cool. Operation Serena Shim has a new hashtag, Be Sassy. We will talk about Operation Serena Shim and what Be Sassy means to us. So yeah, I think the op had taken a while off after the vengeance for Serena, just because everyone needed a break, and I don't know, a whole bunch of other, there's like a million reasons why everyone took some time off and regrouped, and now we're doing the Be Sassy thing. And for anybody that doesn't know, Sassy is Serena Shim's kind of nickname that her family and friends call her. So that's why it's Be Sassy. I'm really out of it today, Glenn. I'm just like, I think I need to smoke some more weed. People are going to hang up bored. They're going to be like, this show sucks. But yeah, I'm trying to find the poster image, I'm trying to go to OpSerena now to see what it says. You have anything to add?
Well, once we get to this October, it'll be, 4 years now?
Yes.
Or 3?
Four.
4.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And,
Can I just say something real quick? This damn Twitter switched the whole app up on me. That's what's taking so long. Everything that used to be on the top is on the bottom. Everything used to be on the right is on the left. Like, why would you do this, Twitter? What the hell, man? So that's what's taking me so long to find Operation Serena, because I couldn't find a damn search. So go ahead, Glenn. Sorry. 4 years.
You haven't got the phone upside down, do you?
No, it actually switched it on me. In an update.
I can't really think of any other op that's been around, over 3 years. I can't think of anything else that's gone that long.
What is Stop Suicide, OpSafe One? There's a couple of them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But those are idea ops. Those are program ops. This is an op about an individual. Aaron Swartz, I would compare, but I can't really think of many other.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's rare somebody gives their life to get the truth out to the world. Risks everything, literally. I mean, she was knowing she was risking prison time. Hello, Olive. But I'm getting licked in my face. So, so there's not a lot of people currently, that have done that. There are a few, but Serena was a warrior, and she was exposing some really crazy stuff going on with U.S. allies and NATO and World Food Organization. Big time stuff, earth changing stuff that everybody acknowledges now as being truth and fact, but back then it was conspiracy theory kind of stuff,
Yep. Yeah, as time does go on, more and more things verify what she said.
Yeah, and I think everyone decided on the Be Sassy because like it says on the banner, it says be bold, be vigilant, be heroic, be unapologetic, be brave, be the truth, be informed, be caring, be unstoppable, be compassionate, be humble, be unrelenting, be a warrior, be uncompromising, be inspirational, be unwavering, be fearless, be the thing they fear, be sassy. Because she was kind of all these things. So I think if you're telling people be sassy, it's taking all your strengths and all the best parts about you and the most fearless warrior parts from within you and exerting them and using them and
be focused.
Be focused, be fearless. If I expose this, something terrible might happen. Well, somebody has to expose it, and if the terrible stuff ain't happening to you, it's going to happen to someone else. Someone has to do it. Or fighting this injustice. The police might, who cares? If everybody's being sassy, if everyone is being fearless and standing up like Serena would, then we could pretty much win everything.
Yeah, it's definite leading by example. Unfortunate, unnecessary result, but it's almost, it is ironic, but it's also almost Greek tragedy. It takes the ultimate sacrifice for her to be the symbol, the role model that she is. That's too bad.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot of people that sacrifice a lot, and a lot of people that are giving their lives or their freedoms or whatever for the cause of the people and the truth and justice and whatever. But it's you're not going to have another Serena Shim. None of them are like Serena Shim. You know what I mean? They're all different, and a lot of them are great in different ways. But as far as Serena, she's a very unique. She was a very unique person, and I think emulating a lot of her qualities wouldn't be such a bad thing for the majority of people to do.
Yeah, you know, there's so much propaganda out there about what a great American is in this day and age. Oh, there's one for you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, people say the patriot. What is a patriot? It's somebody that's willing to stand up and fight for what they believe in, and you know, I guess within their country. But what she did was could have, you know, if people would have taken it seriously and jumped up and said, we're not going to stand for this. We're not going to stand for the U.S. and Turkey and United Nations working alongside with ISIS while telling us they're the enemy and doing all this, you know. Basically, it's all about the money. So, oh, there goes Olive. You know, she gave us what we needed to be able to fight this stuff. And we didn't do what we needed to do with that information. That was on the people.
Yeah, true enough. True enough. Do you know what any plans are coming for the reboot?
As far as what, just there's gonna be a lot. Hang on, I think my mail's coming. That's why she's going crazy. She hates male people, not MALE, MAIL people. But yeah, there's a lot of sorry, there's a lot of ideas rolling around, but we wanted to get the hashtag out and start something just to give the op a little bit another boost of life right now. But there's talks of maybe a website coming and ideas on how people could actually realistically do things that will make them be sassy, you know what I mean? Like within journalism or within just activism or whatever, things people can do to be, you know, in the memory of Serena Shim, I guess. So all that stuff's coming. It's just going to be slow. Because, like, you know, I'm sure you know, and a lot of other people know, OpSerena is like a small group of core people.
Yeah.
And everyone seems to have tragedies and everything else going on with their lives all the time. That's the way life is. So yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, we're slow, and I'm involved, which makes it even slower generally. I can't even start a goddamn show on time. So yeah, but yeah, a lot of stuff's coming. I mean, I'm working on a lot of different artwork for it right now. I know other people are doing the same, and like I said, there's a website, a bunch of stuff coming. Just give it some time. But definitely start spreading around the hashtag to anyone listening, you know, talking about Serena Shim and coming up with your own things, you know, like when you're in a situation, what would Serena Shim have done in something like this? Or what a fearless warrior would have done in my situation here, you know, and then try to roll with it. Try to muster up the strength to do the right thing, to do it all out, all in, all or nothing. Sometimes that's what it takes. Everybody has to just do all or nothing. And if enough people are all in, like I said before, we could win some things.
Well, like you said, everything rotates around money. And in case you haven't noticed, the people on the other side, they're all in. You know, there's no half-assed effort coming from the powers that be.
Yeah, there never is. There never is, because
they can afford it.
They can afford it, and if they lose, in their minds, the world collapses. The world as they know it collapses. Doesn't mean we won't get a better world for the rest of us. I had somebody the other day say, you're always saying the people. What about individuals? I said each of the people is an individual. But if you don't, as a collective, give the people what they need, if you have people starving in the streets and can't get food, can't get clean water, can't get medical care, can't get education, then each individual isn't going to thrive either. And they didn't seem to agree with me on that, but, fuck some people.
Yeah, well, they sound to me like some delusional wannabe capitalist.
Yeah, this person specifically was a very capitalist. And that's the other thing. I know we're off a subject. We're the tangent. I'm the tangent king here because Nolan's not here right now. But it's really crazy, this whole thing, because you have somebody that's a total capitalist, but they don't have a ton of money. You know what I mean? They're not a rich person at all.
Yep.
But then I said, I think we should have a maximum wage. Like, whoa, what are you talking about? You're gonna make it so we can't make any more money? This is a person that makes just above minimum wage here. So I'm like, no, like, I don't know, like $1 million or $10 million maybe. You can't make more than that a year if you're a CEO, and then you have to kick the rest down. Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say like $50. Like, when are you gonna make $10 million a year? Why is that's the thing that where are you gonna draw the line? Like, they don't seem to understand how this shit works. If the people hoarding all the money have to give up the money, then the rest of the people, where's the money going to go? It's going to go to the people that aren't hoarding the money, right? We don't have any. Everyone in this country, I don't know about Canada, but everyone in this country is the next person that's going to either win the lottery or come up with the $1 billion idea and be the next millionaire or billionaire. Every single one of them, man.
Well, that's what you call cognitive dissonance.
So that's why they stand up for the rich people, because everyone here is the next rich person.
Sure they are.
It's just, in their minds they are.
Well, I mean...
And that's how they get them, too. That's how they get them to support.
But it's been like that for a long time now. It's just that, the merry-go-round goes faster and faster all the time. That's the only difference. Because, like I've spoken about it before, there was a poll like 4 years ago in the U.S., a big poll, like 25,000 people took part in this poll. And there were two questions. Do you think that the overall state of the country is getting better or worse? And about 2/3 said worse. And then the second question was, in the next 5 years, will things get better or worse for you? And it was reversed. 2/3 of the people said, oh, it's going to get better for me. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
But this is what they say.
Yeah,
so,
it's crazy.
I mean...
But that's how you control people. If you get them to believe this dumb stuff, then they'll believe anything, and they'll back the people like the people they think they're going to be within the next 5 years.
Wow. Okay. But then, I'm not walking into street lamp poles because I'm on my fucking phone and stuff like this either, so, Hey,
I've done that before, watching the screen so hard while filming. I just walk into a pole, and the cop laughed his ass off at me, but what could I do?
Well, filming is different. I mean, I'm just talking about people that walk out of their door and they might as well put a blindfold on.
Oh, because this wasn't that long ago, and they thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I even said on the video, like, yeah, y'all can be happy right now. I just... So, we got more people in the chat. We have Judith Poe and Nix.
Yeah,
so hello to everyone, or alo as they say in Stewart's land.
Yeah, these people that insist we should start on time, they show up after we started.
Yeah, but being on time is always relative anyway, isn't it? What time is right?
Is that the Ouija board start? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, why not? Start when we're ready. Listen to how miserable I sound when we are ready. Imagine if we weren't ready. I'd be way more monotone and boring. The only reason I'm picking up through the show is because I keep smoking weed.
So you say it's a protective measure?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Got it. Now we know.
Solved.
So yeah. Now everyone's talking about us being on time. So yeah, just I would say everyone listening, follow Serena Shim if you don't, and if you do, you'll start to notice more Be Serena stuff and more kind of little mini actions you can do and kind of ways to think about things in your daily activist activities. And maybe look at it through a different perspective, maybe how Serena might have looked at it. And we're really trying to push that, just be Serena. Do what Serena would have done. Be a fucking warrior. Don't be a little bitch. Sometimes you gotta stare down the devil and say, fuck it. I'm not gonna back down. I'm not gonna do shit. So, hopefully that'll be inspirational for people as it progresses.
Right on.
So yeah, the next topic would be what, Glenn? Is it the ICE?
Occupy ICE updates.
Yes. So yeah, I guess a lot of stuff is going on all over with Portland. Had the police raid. I think it was Portland, and
yep.
Is that the place they were shooting the gas balls, the tear gas balls at them, or was that somewhere else?
No, that was Portland.
Yeah, so Portland's going through it. San Francisco had some issues too. LA, I think, is at 22 days now. I'm going there when we're done with the show. I'll be heading out there again. So I mean, people are holding them down. It's just some jurisdictions are more vicious than others. Like there was a guy that was doing kind of what I do a lot, is I'll film these cats and talk crap when they're walking back and forth to work when I see them. And he had a gun, to do that, his hand on his gun the whole time. And then the dude, it was funny though, because he didn't back down for anything. He was being Serena, the cameraman. And the ICE dude at the end had his hand on his gun, and he's walking backwards down the road, like totally retreating in the most bitch ass way. It was awesome.
I didn't know a smartphone fired bullets. What
yeah,
exactly?
I've seen some videos now where the cops are starting to do that. Like, how can I tell it's a camera and not a gun? And they haven't ever done this to me.
Well, there is one coming out, and I've seen pictures of it, and it does look like a cell phone, but it's not the same size as a cell phone.
What are you talking about, a square gun?
Yeah.
No, they have cell phones that have tasers in them. They have. I've heard they've had a cell phone that has or someone made one. I don't know if I don't think it's a popular thing. That has like a zip gun where you pull it, put like a 22 bullet in it, and then slam your hand and it shoots. But that's a lot to go through, man. And they got vests and 22 bullets and do a whole hell of a lot,
Yeah.
They're just full of crap. They know it's a camera.
Yeah, they're just being who they are. But Portland also has a big demonstration coming not too long, right? That's where the Nazis are going to...
I think that's in Washington. Are they going to Portland too?
Yeah, I heard there was a big event coming in Portland.
They're just going to run out again.
Well, considering the reaction in Portland for the Occupy ICE there, I'm sure it's going to be, well, I hope it's not, but it's probably going to be just like last year was.
Oh, that got kind of violent, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even get it, man. They let these white supremacists come through, do whatever the hell they want, weapons, anything, and then they try to make laws to pass to say if you threaten someone with a mask, you can get up to 15 years in prison.
Yeah, well, we've had that law in Canada for 5 years, man.
But here's the thing, though. You know they're not going to use it on the Nazis wearing masks. You know they're not going to use it on the cops wearing masks. They're only going to use it on one group of people with masks on.
Yep.
And it's such a ridiculous thing. They actually said a group of people whose only connecting, a decentralized group of people whose only thing that connects them is they hate fascism and they're willing to fight it so it never rears its head around them again, These are the people that are the enemy. These are the people that are terrorists. People that have never killed anybody. But the people who actually have done multiple terrorist attacks, these are the people we're going to say are very fine people and back up and protect and give them permits to show up and, do hate rallies that end in terrorist attacks. It's insanity, dude. But that's how it's always been. It's not just under Trump. It's been that way for as long as I can remember.
Yep.
Nazis and Klan got all the backing, and everybody else gets bashed by the police for trying to stop them. There's never been any other way. So, it's nothing new to me. Just more bullshit, more technology, and more assholes. But yeah.
So what does this mean for support that these Occupy ICE camps are getting? What are people in the communities doing to help them out if they can't be there and they support? I think that's, like you said, LA's into the 20s.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if there's going to be opposition to one of the camps, because it's coming, right? Somewhere there's going to be, I'm sure there already has been. I've seen some videos of these Trump supporters going over there. Then you need to have a lot of people to outnumber the counter protest and shut it down. That's one thing. They need people out there on the right at the right times when it gets dramatic for each camp. There hasn't been, LA's had like problems with solo kind of people, but never so far that I know of. There haven't been a group of Trump people coming out. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I haven't heard anything about that yet. There's been rumors and stuff, but so far so good. But yeah, a lot of there's good people coming by every time I'm there, bringing something for them. I try to bring stuff when I come every time I come to help out. But there's always people coming by bringing food, bringing water, bringing flowers, bringing all kinds of things, art supplies, just cars, pull up, drop stuff off, some leave, some come back and chill. And that's awesome. That's what we need everywhere. I'm not just saying LA. LA's where I'm at, so I'm watching these people and I'm trying to make sure I can bring whatever I can, and everyone else should be doing the same thing. Because none of us can just give them all their needs, so we have to work together to make sure all their needs get met. Like right now, they have I don't know if they solved it yet because I haven't been there in 2 days, but they have a portable toilet they're using, and it's flooded. And I don't know how to deal with that. Like if I did, I would try to figure it out, but it's like, I don't think you could just dump it out in the street and hose it down or something. I think a service has to come and pick it up and drop it off. If you look at my timeline at Tim Best Buzz, and I think I probably sent it to People's Radio too, it has a list of, go to my media and scroll down, there's a picture of the list of all the things they kind of need as far as last Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever. So a lot of that's still valid, so try to, take that down there. And if you're not in LA, search Occupy ICE and in your area and find out what those people need and take it down to them. Try to stay with them for a while whenever you can. When you have free time, be down there chilling. That's what builds community, is people chilling, being around each other, getting to know each other, working together for a common goal. So I highly recommend you meet the activists in your area that are actually out here doing something. You know, it's nice to go to these big marches with the celebrities and meet a person or two, but these are the warriors that are out here living out in these things, you know, in these occupations.
Well, that's the exact problem in a nutshell. Tweeting doesn't solve shit.
Well, you know, social media is important as far as getting people to know what they need. That's how you get the message out. But if your whole thing stops at social media,
Yep.
I mean, some people are disabled and some people have to, that's all they can do. And that's awesome. And they're doing all they can. And that's great. And nobody expects more out of them. But there's people that can do more that don't for whatever reasons. And like if it's fear, be Serena. If it's laziness, be Serena. You know, that's where that comes in. It covers every aspect of or be sassy. I'm sorry, I'm not even using the right hashtag, but yeah, you know,
it covers every excuse.
Every excuse. Like Serena Shim, look at her videos, man. She was with the people. She was out there throwing up "fuck ISIS" signs and all these little kids and stuff jumping up and down behind her. Yep. People loved her, man. She'd show up and they'd be like, "Yeah, she's on our side. She's the reporter for the people." I mean, Trump's little hero Erdogan kicked her out, screaming and cursing her out to get her the fuck out of his
press
office.
Conference.
Yeah, press conference. Why? Because she was asking questions nobody else dared ask. That's what it means to be Serena and to be sassy. Sorry, yep. Guys. But yeah, it encompasses everything, and I encourage everybody, look up hashtag Serena Shim, OpSerena, learn about her story, learn about who she was, learn about the fighter she was, and go out there and be sassy. But yeah, go ahead, what?
And learn about the complete inaction and ignorance of the United States Department of State regarding Serena.
Yep. Not even a condolence, not even an acknowledgement from the United States government. And she was an American citizen.
Yep.
So yeah, don't let them tell you, oh, she worked for Press TV, she wasn't an American citizen. No, she was an American citizen, born and raised in the United States. So yeah, but back to the ICE occupations. Like really, man, I see them. None of them across the whole country. The pictures I see look like they're big enough where they have enough people. Man, every one of them should have more people out there. There's power in numbers. We're powerless. If I'm standing up here against 20 cops, what am I going to do? I can talk crap. I can do stuff within the law. I can maybe even kind of wiggle my way around the line, you know, and push the envelope a little. But eventually, I push too hard, I'm doomed. But now, what if I got 2,000 people behind me with them 20 cops? Now we own this. We have all the power. They got to bring more cops, and when they do that, we need to bring more people. I mean, that's just my philosophy on it. It's just like you can talk and you can talk and talk and talk and talk all day and night. Like, oh, these kids shouldn't be locked up. These families shouldn't be separated. And I don't even think the adults should be locked up, man, for crossing a dang border. That's ridiculous. That's not even a crime. But whatever. So you can talk all this about how horrible it is, but you ain't doing nothing about it. Do something about it. There's no excuse. There is an occupation somewhere within a few hours from where you are. You can take a bus. You can drive. You can team up with people to go down there. You can carpool. You know,
or it could be a few minutes from where you are.
Yeah, I'm giving the worst case. You know, and if there's not one around you,
that's just it.
And if there's not one around you, then blow up all the support in the world for the one closest to you. If it's in the next city over, or next state, or whatever. But man, Or go, or you know what, find a nice building in your area, find a government federal building and go out there with a sign. Stand on public property, not federal property, and it's perfectly within your right to stand out there and protest. Take some friends, take a joint, do whatever you got to do, sit out there a few hours a day or a week or whatever you can do. Start your own. You don't have to stay out there all night, but do whatever you can. Bring attention to it. It just seems like a lot of people say they care about this, but then when you really look, how many people really care about it? They show up one day for a big march, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And more than half of them are there just trying to maybe get lucky and get a hot YouTube video.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. You know, that's another thing. Let me say this too. For all the people who film events and cops and actions and stuff, your goal should be to have the most boring video possible, or unless the people win. Some people relish on these police arresting people and hurting, they're actually, it just seems like they want something bad to happen.
Yep.
Never think like that. I always think you want the people to win. You want the people safe. Your camera is protection for the people. Your camera isn't anything about you making money, you getting some viral video camera. That doesn't matter. What you're doing is if you have a camera, you're protecting the people in some kind of way. Like in California, we can't go have an AK out there or a M16 or something watching over the police and the people. So we have cameras. Anything happens, at least it's on camera. They might get off, but the whole world knows what happened. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you got to hope you never have to have that viral video. What are you going to... YouTube don't pay shit. You get a viral video, what are you going to get? A couple $100, if that. For somebody to be hurt or injured or something terrible, that's just stupid, man. It's just the most ridiculous shit in the world. Yeah, people need to think past that shit. Because I know there are people doing that. I know, because I see people out there like, especially these Trump dudes. I've heard people saying they actually want them to hit them when they have the cameras and all kinds of stuff. It's just stupid, man. It's all, I don't know.
Well, now you're getting close to that movie that I was telling you about. Because that's some fucked up shit.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about a movie. I thought it was X-Men, Nightcrawler, yeah.
Yeah, Nightcrawler.
Yeah,
it's about a dude who just gets obsessed with filming. And and the guy's not all there. And it gets to the point where, the premise is, it's fairly today. I think it's pretty much in the current time frame. And it's all these dudes who have LAPD police scanners and their own camera gear. And they race around trying to get the best video to sell to the local stations in LA. This is how these people make their living.
There's people that actually do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this dude wants to be the best. He wants to be famous. He wants everything that a narcissist wants. And he basically gets his competition killed. Dude's brakes don't work while he's trying to get to a crime scene. He had an intern that he set up to get shot and killed so he could record the footage. It's unbelievable. And, the sad thing is, it's a movie, but could this happen in this day and age? Oh, yeah, I can see it. So, I agree with you, Tim, when you're talking about protecting the people and this and that. But these people, like this character, they'll orchestrate things just so they can film the death and the tragedy and make money off it. That's the world we live in today.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
It is.
But this is what you're fighting. And, and they also included the part about him selling his footage to local stations. and there's sweeps week coming up, and there's this and there's that, and we got to renegotiate with this advertiser. These are the decisions that decide how graphic the shit you see on TV is. And it's, this whole system's got a real problem.
Yeah, it does. I mean, they have a fair use thing. I'm sure they can use part of any video they wanted, whether you have your permission or not. But I'm not a fan of the mainstream media, so I probably wouldn't give them shit. And then on top of that, I'm usually the one that cuts off their camera standing in front of them to get their shot, because they're insignificant to me. Like the last shoot I was at, they had a place where the media could stand, and they were blocking off everything. So I just walked right in front of their cameras. Dude's like, "Hey," I said, "Man, fuck that. I told some other dudes with cell phone, come here, to stand in front of the mainstream. They on the cop side anyway."
Yep.
Because that's what they're there for. They're there to make the city and the police look good. I'm there to protect the people. So whatever they're doing is pretty insignificant to me, and it's not my problem. You're making money off the people's misery. You're not, and trying to make the police look good, unless they do something outrageous where you just can't. Then you can really just go get fucked, because I'm going to stand right in front of your camera. You can move or do whatever the hell you want. It ain't my problem. It's just, yeah, fuck them. Fuck them.
They still hold the market, though. That's the issue.
Well, I guess that matters if you're in the market. I'm not really in their market. I don't even have a market I'm in. I don't care.
Oh, I know that. But when you look at the bigger...
Their market means shit to me is what I'm trying to say.
No, I know. But I mean, in this day and age, for people to catch on, for people to get it in sufficient numbers, if the stuff that you've seen and you've filmed and you've posted, that stuff was on KTLA's news, things would be a little different.
But then you have to wonder how they edit it and what the commentary next to it would be. I guarantee you it wouldn't be righteous like I'd want it to be.
No, but I'm just saying, if that footage at all got on KTLA, that would be a step forward. I don't know. The thing I notice a lot from local news in the big American cities, where they're filming from, all you ever really see are the police in some line of defense. Then the next thing you see is way zoomed in compared to the shot of the cops, and it shows one or two people on the quote-unquote other side. When they show the cops, they pan out, make them look like this huge force. There could still be 10 times as many people against the number of cops there. But what they film, they zoom and get one or two people throwing shit.
Yeah.
And they just give the impression that there's nobody out here. This isn't important. Look at these guys. That's the problem I have with them, and that's why I say stuff like you show, we'll just never ever see their airwaves.
Well, that's because I'm talking so much shit to the police. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't even care. It's just, I look at it like the people that would possibly listen to people's radio or watch my videos, well, beside the Nazi troll scum that just hate me, are hopefully people that are activists and care about that stuff, and maybe are even there. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
That's what it's there for. It's there to hopefully fire up the people and say, we're out here, we're doing a good job, and fuck the police, fuck the system, fuck all that. It's all about us being out here. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of the mainstream anything. They just piss me off. Like
market share.
I've seen vans get tipped. Oh man.
Well, I still remember some of the never released to the public video from inside G20 in Toronto, and that's some of the wildest shit I've ever seen.
From what, the police side or the people's side?
People's side.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. There were definitely some police in Toronto that got the shit kicked out of them.
Weren't they getting fireworks shot at them too? Or was that somewhere else I'm thinking of?
Well, G20 in Toronto got pretty bad. But it was well organized, and it was Black Bloc. There's no doubt about it. Nobody's ever denied it. But, I mean, it was a little too effective to let happen again.
Black Bloc is important, man. People don't understand that. When everybody goes out dressed the same, you're all one. You're harder to single out. You know, it's like it's smart, it's intelligent.
You mean it's like what the cops do when they take their badge numbers off?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it makes them fearful.
Yep,
I mean,
that's the whole idea.
The cops are just monkeys like the rest of us. You know what I mean? Advanced apes, primates, whatever. They have the same things kick in and make them scared just like we do. They're no different than us. I had a cop tripping because I wouldn't take sunglasses off because he wouldn't take his off. I don't ever wear sunglasses. I only put them on to mess with him. So he's like, you have to take those off. I said, take yours off. No. Because I can't see your eyes. I was like, why you need to see my eyes? You know what I mean? He was really flipping out. So I just kept going with it. Yeah, they're just, and they're dumber than the rest of us too. So always remember that. Like, that's why I mess with them, dude. I'm trying to get in their heads. Make them feel like shit. Make them cry. Make them hate themselves. Make them suicidal. I don't care. Whatever I can do when I'm in their head. That's why I talk so much shit to the police all the time. Always trying to find a way to get in their heads. Make them mad. Make them hurt. Make them whatever. Just punish them. Any way I can. And if all I can do with the camera is psychological warfare, I'm going to do my damnedest. At least let them know how hated they are. So yeah, I guess we're on another tangent, right? So
I hadn't noticed.
It was a semi-relevant tangent. Yeah, when you're dealing with the cops, be sassy. All right. You want to go to number 3, or you have anything else to add to the Occupy ICE?
No, I just hope that it keeps going. I hope that everybody remembers where federal land is, where public land is, and stand strong. See what they're going to fucking do.
Well, our next thing is about Trump, but we're gonna let me hang on. Let me read this, and I'm gonna go back to the ICE thing because I put out a cool tweet today. So from Supreme Court fuckery to walls and concentration camps to ridiculousness at the NATO summit, let's just call this topic "What's Trump up to now?" But yeah, back to he did a pardon a day or two ago. These two white supremacist rancher dudes that occupied federal land and torched it. You know, they were convicted of arson and all kinds of, you know, they had all these different things. So he gave him a pardon. So what I thought was, all the people occupying ICE buildings or detention centers or offices or anything federal, you can occupy it and torch it, and you'll expect a presidential pardon, right?
Sure.
So like if we just burn down a metro, I don't know how you burn down something made out of metal and cement, but theoretically, like say it was made out of wood, you could burn down the detention center and occupy it, and you'll get a pardon. Am I correct in that assumption?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to mention that jet fuel don't melt steel, bro. And after that, no, I don't think you would be afforded the same consideration by a president as the guys that were responsible for starting the entire Bundy standoff.
Well, but then afterwards we could at least aim sniper rifles at police and they'll just leave us alone, right?
If you're in the Oath Keepers, probably. Probably.
Doesn't seem quite fair. How come they get all the rights and we don't?
I'm not sure. There must be a common factor. I'm not sure what it is.
Must be that white supremacy thing.
Yeah, could be.
So yeah, wear wedding gowns and dunce caps while you burn down ICE establishments, and you should be okay.
You know, this is the thing, you know, everybody wants to say they're a patriot and they're all about absolute freedom and this kind of shit. If I recollect correctly, it seems that every time a group or a family tries to do that, they're the ones who end up dead. You know, Ruby Ridge, you know?
Yeah.
So, well, whatever. We're just back to the old cognitive dissonance thing again.
Yeah, I don't know. People are saying that he's doing all these pardons, random white supremacist pardons, so when he finally pardons himself, his family, and his cabinet members and friends and everything else, all those criminals he hangs out with, that it won't seem so suspicious. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I guess it makes sense as a theory.
Well, I don't know. Overall, I mean, I don't even know what can be said in my knowledge of what the fuck is going on to the United States government. And, you know, again, I've said it so many times. The Founding Fathers counted on a president being this fucked up. All the powers are there to get rid of him. What they didn't count on was a Congress who wouldn't do anything.
Yep.
So, you know, I'm
the
seeing
Democrats held up signs.
Well, I'm starting to see some accounts in the U.S. that I respect that, you know, are starting to get the word out that, you know, I understand all the people that hate elections, but these midterm votes this November, this could be it. You know, if things don't change and nobody's willing to challenge Trump with all the cards that are given to them, which can do it, if they still don't want to move and he keeps going, I don't know if there's coming back from this, you know? How far down the path can you go before there's no more fucking exits?
Well, this new Supreme Court judge, everyone is bitching about him with the abortion thing. But the main reason I think Trump put him in there is because he thinks that the president should have have like total power and not be able to be convicted till he's out of office. So that means he could do all this damage, all these crimes.
Yep.
And until he's not president anymore, there's nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, and then when he's not president, all the records will be on presidential authority, and there's no case.
Yep. It's a scam. But that's why that's why he wants that Supreme Court judge in there. Had nothing to do with the abortion. That was a little thing, a distraction.
Well, it's a valid one, though. It is a valid one, because look at the deconstruction of criminal authority that's happened in the last 30 years in the U.S. The states, if they have a wink-nod agreement with D.C., can put whatever they want in their own laws. And the feds are not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, Stuart just said in the chat, we're getting to the point where they don't even need to pardon themselves. They just don't care what they wear on their sleeves. And Judith Poe said, King Trump. But yeah, I mean, that is kind of a king-like thing to do, you can't be convicted of any crimes you do as long as you're in this position.
And then that also brings up the valid question of, okay, so what if he's in this position when he's not supposed to be, when he doesn't go away?
Yeah, exactly.
When he's Erdogan.
Can't do anything as long as he's in this position. And there's some kind of side deal they made with Kennedy to get rid of him to get this judge in. Isn't that? I'm hearing more and more about this on these reports.
Well, I mean, there is a fair amount being said about that. I mean, this nominee to replace him did article under Kennedy, was an intern for Kennedy. So, yeah, I mean...
He was Kennedy's choice, I think.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a precedent that's never supposed to occur. This is just not supposed to happen. Period. You know?
Oh, but it's happening.
Yeah, it is happening. And again, you know, I mean, when Obama wanted to use the pick that he had constitutionally, the Republican Senate and Turtlehead McConnell held it up for like 9 or 10 months. Well, the midterms are a lot closer than that. So, no, there's no problem this time. Shit like that should just simply not be happening.
No, it shouldn't. You know, probably the UK people will get mad at me, but I don't give a shit. So today, Trump, who hates welfare recipients, hates people that don't pull themselves up by their bootstraps and are always looking for a handout, was meeting with the number one welfare recipient in the world, the Queen, who just lives off handouts, literally. Doesn't that seem kind of hypocritical? Oh, and he hates immigrants, and he took his immigrant wife with him. There's a second part of that.
The coverage of Trump on this trip between NATO and the UK, wow. Like, this is a new standard. To be that off standard, to be that reckless. I mean, you know, you hear reports about an interviewer being given, say, 10 minutes. And Sarah Sanders comes in and says, okay, there's your 10 minutes. And Trump himself says, oh, no, we'll keep going. And he just keeps spouting more insane bullshit. You know, people talk about how Reagan was senile and Nancy was president. Well, this is way beyond that. You know, this guy's nuts. The President of the United States doesn't know when to shut up. That's never happened.
Well, he thinks he's above it all, man. He just thinks he's like he could do no wrong. Everything he does is brilliant, is great. Then when it fails later, it's like, oh, well, I never said that, or that's not how it happened, or he just changes the story, blocks, like the whole North Korea thing. We made a great deal, everything. I'm the number one deal maker, and yeah, there's gonna. Now all of a sudden he's like, oh, we just had a talk. What are you talking about, deal?
Yeah, there is no deal.
Like, what? Can you play the role of him saying that? Like, why don't these media journalists just hold it up in front of him on a screen? Like, look, motherfucker, you said this just a week ago. Now you're saying you didn't say that. What the hell's wrong with you? Which is it? You know, nobody ever challenges these people. They're so scared, as we said before, of losing access. Who wants access to some Nazis? It's just stupid.
As far as I see that, all the news organizations know where this leads. This is just a big game. This is the news corporations competing with one another for the favor of the emperor. And sooner or later, it will be just Fox or just, you know, whatever print outlet. That's going to be it, because the public will be conditioned to shop for where the message is. That's not how it's supposed to work. But it's getting closer and closer to that all the time. I mean, this morning, he had a press conference with May, and he was taking questions, and Jim Acosta from CNN was next, and the President of the United States on global television says, no, I don't take questions from CNN. CNN's fake news. give it to John Roberts. Let's go to a real network. This is global availability, and this is what this guy's doing. Hitler could only dream of having that capability, or Mussolini.
Yep.
It's pretty obvious what's going on, and nobody seems to give a shit. So, I think it would have been really interesting if the situation would have happened even 15 years ago, because 15 years ago there would have been so many Germans who were alive in the 30s and saw how things just changed. I'd sure like to hear their stories today. There are not enough of them out there.
There's even some people, Polish people or Jewish people that are still alive in their hundreds and stuff that talk about it now and say this is scary. No one listens, man. No one would listen.
Yep.
You know why? Because it's different. They don't understand things evolve, technology changes, nothing's going to happen. When they say history repeats itself, hey puppy, wake up. When they say history repeats itself, it doesn't happen exactly the same. You know what I mean? It's different. It's.
Well, again, that's the thing that's never explained. History is the total. Circumstances, events, that's what changes.
Yeah, exactly. So like this whole thing can be repeating very similarly, but with total different events and circumstances. And people are like, well, I didn't see the gas chambers, I didn't see this, and nobody did this and this. It's not going to be specific, exact stuff, man. These people are so dumb. I don't know if they want, if they're intentionally being that dumb or not. You know. But it's
I mean, that's convincing themselves that it can only happen the way it happened last time. That's famous last words.
Before last time, it didn't happen the same way it happened the last time, and before that, it didn't happen the same way.
No, it's too many details, man. Forget it. Those times don't count.
Oh man, you got the Armenian genocide, the NATO genocide, the Holocaust,
the Ukrainians,
yeah. I mean, there's so many of these things all throughout history, and none of them were exactly the same, but they all had similar results and similar things happen.
India, Pakistan, China, Tibet. It's everywhere.
Yeah, you can go all around the world, all throughout history, and you're going to have all these horrible atrocities. And just because it doesn't look exactly like the last one doesn't mean it's not coming, and you shouldn't be fighting it with everything you have. But no, man, they're comfortable right now.
I find it amazing that there's so little mentioned in the U.S. press about really almost the most recent one, and that was in the Balkans. So, but of course the U.S. was directly involved there as well, and so was NATO. So maybe they don't want to talk about that one because, it ain't all that different from where the U.S. is going. It's just that everybody has the same uniform in the U.S.
Yeah, the U.S. is involved in so many horrible, terrible atrocities around it, and has been. People just don't seem to care.
I was happy to see a lot of posts online of the baby blimp up in the air.
Yeah, Stuart said he thought there was a bad smell in the air in the UK today. Oh man. So yeah, it's this guy's insane, dude. He's totally, like you said, he's insane. Something's wrong with him. I don't know if people are using him like, let's like Stephen Miller and all them, let's make our fascist dreams come true through this buffoon. Or if he's just really that stupid and that crooked and that racist and just knows a lot about Hitler maybe. He wants to.
Well, he's the Manchurian candidate.
Yeah, could be.
Oh yeah, big time.
I mean, things he does are like literally mimicking things Hitler said and did. It's just really weird.
Well, that's a similarity. It's not a repeat. The issue is he has the same brain. He has the same issues.
So you don't think he's inspired by that? You think it's just a coincidence because he wants the same kind of goals? He hates people the same.
Well, I think if you want to judge just strictly on an intelligence level, Hitler was 5 times smarter than Trump is.
Yeah, most Tyler's are 5 times smarter than Trump is.
They just have similar brain behavioral defects. And of course, he'll look for inspiration. But like any great wannabe tyrant, that's all it is. Because you're going to do it better.
I guess. Yeah, I'm just tired of all this winning.
No shit.
This guy was on news, I don't know what station, one of the mainstream medias the other day, talking about you Democrats just don't want to admit about all the winning we're doing. Everything he's passed, everything he's done.
He ain't passed shit.
No, they make it sound like he's the greatest. He's done more than it. Who was it? Was it Kellyanne Conway? One of them said he's done more than any president in American history in his first year in office or something. I was like, wow.
Period.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh, but one quick tangent. I don't know if you heard about this. Kellyanne Conway's husband is trolling her.
Really?
Yeah, he's like a real big Trump critic, and then she went on some show and like wigged out because like, your husband says this and that. She's like, how dare you bring my family? I mean, it's public stuff on Twitter he puts out, right? How dare you? I just can't believe you bring my family into this. It's just so personal. How dare you? And dare you? She went crazy on this woman, right? And she did it again on another interview. She flipped out when someone asked about her husband. And then I think the other day he said something like, you think she gets it from y'all? You should see what I do, how I give it to her at home.
Holy Christ.
I think he's some lawyer, but he's like, he really hates Trump and this whole fascist thing.
It sounds to me like they're trying to sell a reality series to E, is what it sounds like to me.
Oh, that could be, yeah, that's another. I always forget who we have in office, this guy who wants to make everything a television series.
Yeah, Stephen Harper tried that too. Went nowhere.
Hates Hollywood. He hates Hollywood. He hates all these celebrities, but he always wants to be one and do what they do and act like them. So confusing, man.
I can tell he hates Hollywood from that promo film he made for North Korea. Fuck.
Because if he had loved Hollywood, it would look a lot glossier.
My God.
Could have looked professionally done.
Unbelievable.
That looked like propaganda, like old school. Like if they're making a movie, like they have someone's eyes pinned open and they're playing something.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, why'd you have to bring that up? That was too funny. Oh my gosh, that was like the worst video in history. And I make bad videos. For me to say that has got to be horrible.
One other thing I want to mention about Trump in London today, if you've seen the pictures of the streets of London, and there are accurate reports that now they can estimate accurately, there are more people in the streets of London protesting Trump than attended Trump's inauguration in Washington, D.C.
Fake news. Fake news.
Yep.
Let me explain something to you. If you took from the first day there was any kind of human life on Earth until now, all the people that ever lived and died or will live and die, or born today, whatever, all those billions and billions of people, more people showed up at Trump's inauguration, man. So I don't know where you're getting your numbers from.
Period.
He had more people there than were on the Earth.
No.
But I mean, he says crazy stuff like that, and his followers will be like, yeah, they were there. I don't know where you were. Like, whatever.
Yeah, because he said, I look at that footage that they released from the NATO meetings and stuff. If it was any other leader from any other country at that fucking table, there would be huge problems immediately for behaving like that, sitting at that table. But because it's the United States, Everybody just bites their tongue.
Acting like a little child with his arms folded, throwing candy at people, saying, "Here, don't say I never gave you anything." What kind of whack job is this guy?
I mean, you know, you can have whatever position you want on geopolitics and how shit works, but it doesn't matter if you are in the Boy Scouts or if you're in the Bilderbergs. There are some rules of behavior, and this orange orangutan can't handle it. He can't fulfill it.
Did you see the picture of him and that thing that I don't know, whatever he calls it, his wife or whatever, and then the Queen? He had this big smile on his face, and they both had like these horrified looks on both their faces. It's like him on one side with this giant, stupid-looking smile, the Queen looking kind of like, ugh, and then the Melania, Nazi Trump, with her weird-looking straight. Maybe, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe she's just so plastic surgified, she always looks like that, even if she's smiling. I don't know. But yeah, she has that same horrified, terrified face on her face. But that's like her usual look. I think maybe if she smiles, they have to do some surgical kind of shots or something, and then she could smile for an event, and then after that, her face goes back to that weird look she always has.
Maybe there's some kind of electrical implants. You know, you press a button and she smiles or something.
Love that Joker. They just gas her with Joker gas.
I don't know. But I mean, you know, I just don't understand how any so-called patriotic American can be satisfied with what this man is doing to America.
Yeah, I figured that out the last Trump rally I was at. Well, I wasn't at the Trump rally. They showed up at May Day, and they were, you know, I kind of went over there to harass them. But they're not pro-Americans. Their patriotism is about Trump, and that's where it ends. America and Trump are one and the same to them.
That's called the cult of personality.
But that's what it is, because you hear them talking about Trump, 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 and then when you say something, then oh yeah, America, but Trump, 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 Trump. I mean, I'm pretty sure if they would say, if he would say, I want to change it to the United States of Trumpica, they'd all be cheering like, yeah, let's do it. They don't care about this, man. These people have American flag. They love the flag. The flag is the most important thing in the world to them, right? And there's a flag code that says you can't have flag on clothes, can't sit on flags, can't wipe your mouth with flags, can't do. But they got flag napkins and plates and forks and spoons and chairs and you know what I mean? Clothes and capes and come on, dude. How much do you really love that flag?
Well, that's just it. It's all about the money.
Yeah, but I mean, and here's the catch. If you do any of that stuff, so all of their flag stuff should be burned, but they don't give it to me to burn. I don't understand that.
Well, now the thing that I wonder about is, well, isn't this exactly the same sort of groupthink that they had in Waco? And we see how that turned out.
It's the same groupthink they've had in every call. Waco, Manson,
Georgetown.
Was Bhagwan Rajneeshi, Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, Mormons, all of them, man. All of them. And yeah, Jonestown.
Yeah, Jonestown.
Heaven's Gate. All of them. The problem is, Trump hasn't told them all to drink the Kool-Aid with him yet. That would end the problem real quick.
You know, actually, yeah, that probably would.
I mean, I know before the Kool-Aid came, it was chasing down reporters and violence and guns and stuff, but once they all killed themselves, it was pretty much over, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, a little mayhem, they all drink their Kool-Aid, and we got 30 million dead people to bury, and after that, we can be free again and hopefully get, well, no, they'll pick a Democrat, and we'll be back to square one, so yeah. It's not the ultimate solution, but it'll end some problems.
Interesting.
Yeah. Man, Trump needs to have a Trump brand Kool-Aid with
Made in China.
made in China.
with mercury in it, and Ivanka branding and exclusive patents.
Cyanide in the sweetener.
Sold at Walmart.
Sold at Walmart. Do they have Walmarts in Canada, Glenn?
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, most of Canada.
Have you been in one?
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, here's the thing I'm hearing online. I don't know how these videos got in my YouTube feed, but somehow there's this whole thing about Walmart. When you're leaving, they say that you stole something unless you show them your ticket or your receipt. Maybe it's just something they do in this country. I don't know, but everyone's all up in arms about it. Like, some people are like, I don't want to show you my receipt because you're calling me a criminal and I'm supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So they call the police. And then all this, it's like all these people doing it.
Well, first of all, that's the way Costco has always been. So, what's the big deal?
Someone said that. I watched like 10 of these videos because I was intrigued. But someone said it like, oh, well, I'm a member of Costco and I signed an agreement that I let them check my receipts. I'm not a member of Walmart, so I don't have to let you check nothing.
Well, as long as they do it to everybody and they put it up on a little plaque at the entrance, tough shit. You know?
Yeah.
Don't like it, shop somewhere else.
Yeah, I've never shopped at a Walmart. I don't.
Well, I'm trying to think of the last time I set foot in a Walmart, and I think it's 4.5 years.
Yeah.
And it was longer before that. I've built a few of them, but I've never spent any money in them.
I said, so you work for the U.S. government?
Actually, there are no Walmarts in the province of Quebec. And that's because Quebec demands that Walmarts in Quebec be union.
That's good.
That's why there's no Walmarts.
You know, that's what happened to Costco here. Listen up, people. This is a long time ago. This is what happened. Costco's was a crap company and they weren't paying their workers good. And their workers were like, no, this is ridiculous. So, you know what happened? They wanted to unionize. And Costco fought, and some stores unionized while other ones didn't. But even the ones that weren't unionized still had to get union wages so they wouldn't unionize because Costco didn't want them to go all the way union. So, yeah, wherever you work at, unionize. Get your coworkers, shut stuff down. I mean, a union doesn't have to be a big union. You can meet with workers all over and say, we're the union. We're going to shut you down until you pay us. I mean, that's what it's about. You're your own union. You don't need to go to local whatever, service, this and that, and carpenters. If they're willing to be down and help you, great. If not, do it yourselves. Organize from store to store.
Well, I mean, I don't know what it's like down here, but in Canada, the wage gap between union and non-union is about as small as it's ever been. Because the issue is, we'll pay close to union hourly, but you got fuck all for benefits, no pension available, no registering for a pension, no employee rights. That's the difference.
Well, that's why I was saying you don't really need the big unions because they've all sold out, dude. There's people that pay these union dues and don't get any help from these unions, and the unions are cool, just like a corporation.
Well, then that's up to the membership to vote those motherfuckers out and change who's there.
A union president making all this money and stuff off the people, not doing nothing. So what I'm saying is, start your own thing. Start it within the workers, within where you're at. If you have power, if you can shut the place down, that's what it's about. Unions didn't start with these big corporate white people in suits in big offices saying, come on down and we'll get you this. They started off with workers fighting for their rights and grew into that. So why not bring them back to their roots where it's the workers again standing up for their rights united without the bureaucracy all involved,
Oh, it's another chapter of the same story, though. The same goddamn thing has happened with the political system. It's happened in the unions. And again, it's with people not giving a fuck in big numbers over time.
Yeah. People always feel they need to be led by some person that's supposedly more this or that, intelligent, smarter, greater, popular than they are. That's just ridiculous.
Yep.
Why do you need a person that doesn't work where you work to sit in a union office and be your union representative? Shouldn't somebody that works with you be your union representative? Shouldn't someone that works with you be the person that's going to go be your spokesperson? Somebody that knows your needs, knows your demands, is right there side by side with you every day?
That's what a steward's for.
Yeah, that's true. But in a lot of these, they don't even have that. They'll have a representative, but then it's just some weak sauce person that's going to go back in, and the union people are going to tell them, "Oh, yeah, it's like this. It doesn't work like that."
Yeah,
I remember they were telling me I couldn't put up posters bashing the company president because they didn't want to be liable. I said, "How are you liable?" I'm putting them up, and they said, "I said, no, I'm not taking them down." This is a union telling me this. And I'm saying how much this guy makes, how much he pays his other employees that work for professional sports teams. You know, what's wrong with that? It's all public information and it's valid information.
That would depend on the language that's in your collective agreement. Now, if your unions
we weren't
made themselves liable.
We were trying to unionize. And the union that was helping us was like, you can't be that harsh on them. You can't tell everybody this guy's business, what he's paying for this and what he makes. Why? Because we can get, I don't care about you. We trying to get our stuff. You sitting up in an office, we're the ones here losing our jobs and, you know what I mean? Getting attacked.
Yep.
And
that's valid.
I can't respect that.
Yeah, that's valid then. That's a different world.
If you're not here with the people, then you're not with us. You're against us or whatever. You're on another side here. Do your thing. We'll do our thing. But stay out of our way.
Yeah, that's a different kind of organizing than I'm used to.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm just not familiar with trying to organize under those conditions. That's all.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. We went to this union that said they'd help us, and they did very little.
Yeah, that sucks. That shouldn't happen.
Yeah, and in the end, everyone sold it out. The company paid everybody off. There was like 2 people voted yes. I got fired. Other people got fired. We still got to go vote. And, yeah, they were just scummy. But I just thought the union could have done more. You know, they got the funding, they got the backing, they got all this, then make it happen. But they didn't seem to have the same philosophy, all or nothing like me. I wanted to be sassy, they wanted to be slacking. So, yeah.
Well, maybe all those people that voted against unionizing anyway were the reason.
Yeah. And they probably still broke working for a crappy company like that because they don't want anything better. Obviously, or they would have voted for something better. Yeah, we need to move on, I guess, to the next subject because we've gone on endless tangents today. Number 4, it's totally sad we have to say this almost every fucking show, but stop calling police on Black, Native, and Latino people. For real. Why do we have to say this all the time? Why do people keep doing this? I'm going to call immigration on you because you're Mexican or Puerto Rican lady. Go back to your country. Who says that? These people are so dumb. They just called the police on a little black kid delivering newspapers on his first day. He went to the wrong street and delivered 2 or 3 of the wrong houses. He went to get the papers. Someone called the police on him. Because what's he taking off these people's porches? I mean, he's like 10 or 11 years old, man. He's a little kid.
And like he's got no other newspapers with him that would clue these fucking people in?
I think his mom was driving him, or I don't know. But yeah. They called the police. This lady called the police. I think it was, what was it, 40 or 60 times in a year on these kids for mowing the lawn. In a year, 40 or 60 times, she called the police on these kids because they're black. There was somebody else that got called the police, a grown man, because he was black at some white lady's swimming pool. But the problem was, it wasn't her swimming pool. It was the community apartment complex which he lived in, swimming pool, and he had the key card. And I mean, he had to literally sit there, just some random woman, and give all his ID and where he lived and this and that, and she still called the police on him after he showed her all the evidence. I live here. Like, why do you have to show somebody all your proof? It's just insane, man. It's totally insane. They said there's some American citizens that have been locked in detention centers, and maybe one child, because they couldn't, at the time they were asked, prove their citizenship.
Well, that's the entire story. That's the entire story of the Japanese internment.
And once you get locked away, you have no rights. So how do you get to prove your citizenship? It's insane. And you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to say this, and I know people are going to probably get mad, but I hope that one Trump dude that kept screaming it's okay to be white, the Latino dude, I hope he gets hit up by immigration, and I hope he doesn't have no ID on him, because he sure hates immigrants. He was over there trying to talk. And the dude in my video that was like, Nazis have valid ideas sometimes. It's okay to be white. I'm like, dude, you're Mexican, right? He's like, yeah, home. He started out trying to act. Yeah, he just like, people like that, man. They need to suffer through something like that to see what other people go through. You're hating your own race because you think they're less than you because of you're born one side of a little imaginary line and they're born on another side of a little imaginary line. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's insane.
Well, I am getting satisfaction out of the reaction to these types of things, and it's accelerating pretty fast and in a good way.
Yeah, I love it that these people's lives are destroyed after they do some racist stuff. However, not everybody thinks like that. You got people on the mainstream.
Too bad.
No, but listen, you got people on mainstream media. You got people on things like Young Turks saying, I feel bad for them. They shouldn't have to suffer like that.
Too bad.
That's what I say. But I'm like, what's wrong with these people?
No, this is part of the game now. And guess which side started this game? So, turnabout's fair play, motherfucker.
Yeah, Nazis never want to be outed, but these people supposedly aren't Nazis. These people are supposed to be on our side. The liberals or whatever, like they're at least a center from where I'm at somewhere, and they're like, oh, it's so sad to see these Nazis losing their jobs and being harassed online for being racist and trying to have somebody killed. That's just so horrible.
Yeah, well, I'm going to pretend I'm one of them to explain this one. This is pure Tea Party, Trumpian, ma freedoms. You don't like it? Don't do something so fucking stupid that it happens to you then. Because ma freedoms.
Yeah, well, my freedom shouldn't impose on anyone else's freedoms.
No, I'm just saying these are the freedoms that these guys insist that everyone should have. Well, I just exercised it, and if it got some white fucking moron in trouble, too bad.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing. It wouldn't even have to come to that if they would just say, hey, you can get 5 years for this. Because you're trying to have somebody murdered. You're wasting taxpayers' money. Like when you're calling people with guns to come out here and deal with something that's just ridiculous. Knowing these people with guns most likely kill people like the person you're calling them on. So yeah, you're going to get charged with some kind of something pretty serious. They do that 2 or 3 times, I guarantee you them calls will stop real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it has to come to. Or else these people's lives just need to be ruined. Like, they can be ruined sitting in prison, or they can be ruined however, but You're trying to, and that's what I look at. You're trying to have somebody killed, murdered, beaten, assaulted, enslaved, imprisoned, whatever, for doing what? Sitting at a Starbucks, going to a swimming pool where you live, barbecuing at a park, wearing socks in a swimming pool, delivering a newspaper, mowing a lawn, wearing a shirt that says Puerto Rico. I mean, come on, man.
But it doesn't matter if the DA ain't going to do anything.
Well, no, it means you have a mandatory minimum, like, say, 6 months or something.
What if the DA just refuses to prosecute it because it's their call?
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
See, this is the issue that people need to be looking at. And look at what Trump's doing with federal judges and circuits and everything else, man. Laws are one thing, but if nobody's going to bust you for them, what do they mean?
Yeah. But aren't they the law and order people, supposedly, except when it pertains to them?
Yeah, Blut und Boden. Yeah, we know all about it.
Yeah, man, I don't know. But yeah, yo.
I just think in this day and age, this is the game we're in. This is what has to happen to these people. They have to be completely IRL fucked.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, yeah, I guess it's not going to ever come from the system.
No.
But like that threat would probably do more for it, you know? Like if you call the police for no reason, hoping to get somebody killed or kidnapped or whatever for doing what they do every day, then something bad should happen to you legal-wise, man. But like you said, it won't. So
has that case come to a conclusion in, what was it, Indiana or wherever, where that happened, where we had the SWAT call to the wrong house and somebody was killed and it was over gaming? Has that been resolved yet? I don't think so.
No. But it's the same. It's no different than swatting. You're not giving an imminent threat, but you're calling 911, which is an emergency number.
If you're a person of color in the United States, it's every fucking call is a swatting call.
No, I'm saying, but like a swatting call usually is like, oh my God, they got guns to our head and they're going to kill everyone in the room and there's already someone dead and, you know, whatever. This is more like, oh, please come, I feel threatened and endangered, but, you know, it's just as dangerous, but you're not calling SWAT teams in, with, you know what I mean, into someone's house.
But it's the same
But you want the same result. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it should be the same kind of, it should be just as bad as swatting.
Yep.
It's just, yeah. Like I never seen one of the people calling saying they're going to kill me or anything. That's the difference is what I guess I'm saying. But you know darn well, look at the guy at the gas station. Do you see that video? A white guy pulled a gun on a black dude at a gas station.
Yep.
The black dude called the police. The police come. What do? They got the black dude hemmed up because obviously it had to be the black dude that had the gun, right? In front of his family. Man, it's totally insane.
Yeah, it is.
It's totally, totally insane, man. And these people out here don't care. Like, I don't know. They always seem so sad and so miserable once their life is screwed up because they're racist. But they didn't seem that upset before when they're making the videos all smug and higher than thou and whiter than thou or whatever you call it.
But there's no white privilege, apparently.
Like, look at that. One was an actress. She just started crying, like, just, as soon as the cop came. I'm so threatened.
Well, that's the only card she had left.
Like, wow, what an actress. Man. Yeah, these people there's gotta be something done. I guess all you can do is just have the risk your life be ruined by the people because the system won't do nothing about it.
Well, everybody talked about populism. Well, this is a result of populism. So be careful what you fucking wish for.
Because you got it, bitches.
Yep. Damn right.
Man. So, yeah, I don't... it's just sheer race. I don't know. There was that lawyer dude. He was walking in I'm gonna call immigration on you. It's sick, man. It's just totally sick. And I think these people weren't so bold, but now they got a Klansman as a president. They're all we can go out here and be. Do you think any of these people think that if they do a racist assault, Trump will keep his promise and pay their bills?
Some of them are probably dumb enough to believe it.
Like, I mean, I'm wondering how justified they really think they are. Like, do they
Whatever,
think, like,
man.
oh, he'll pardon me, he'll get me out?
Yeah, but it depends on the state of mind of the person, man.
Because I'm not gonna lie, the other day when he pardoned these two dudes, these two racists, I thought, how long before he pardoned someone like James Fields or something, you know, or Dylan Roof? How long before one of these cats is out of jail with a presidential pardon or somebody like them?
I think it's going to take a little bit more to get somebody like Dylan Roof, who's death row, to get.
You don't think a presidential pardon will get him out? He'll be right out.
It ain't like just signing a piece of paper and faxing it. Not for something like Roof.
I hope you're right. But yeah, it just seems like, I wonder, like, well, how far will he go to show his white supremacist base that I really hate those people and I love y'all?
Well, it depends why it's being done.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you got to think, though. Why is this a surprise? He's already pardoned Arpaio. He's already pardoned that other fucking glamour pin Sheriff Clark. Is that his fucking name?
Because those people were someone that worked within the system. These people were somebody going against the system.
Yeah, but it's why them? What does it represent? Who's it paying off? Who asked for it? These are the questions that don't come up. These aren't just accidents. It's these people for a reason. Who cui bono? Who benefits?
Well, his base loves these people.
Yeah, but they ain't enriching him. They're patting his ego, but it's not part of the plan. It's just a good side benefit, and it keeps the doofus happy.
Yeah. Because I remember these people were cheering for the Bundy Ranch. I was like, wow. You want a whole bunch of racists to hold down some land, but some black people out in the streets protesting getting murdered, you want them slaughtered and locked away.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious for people who are willing to look. If a well-armed, organized white opposition against state power, they won't be attacked. We've seen it there. We saw it in Ferguson when the Oath Keepers showed up. When they showed up, the cops and their automatic rifles went bye-bye. Yep. You know, so I mean, there's a pattern there. You just have to be careful who these people with the fucking guns are.
Yeah. But all the racists are always on the cop side. We've said that before.
Yep. That's the system. That's how it works.
Yep. Oh, there was a native dude in a grocery store. Did you see that? That video?
Not sure. Don't think so.
Man, this dude following him around, and then he confronted the dude, and he was like, you people are thieves, you people are, just terrible stuff. And I'm like, wow. Just bold on camera, didn't even care. It's just someone told a NATO dude to go back to his country or get out of the country. That was funny too. Like, what's wrong with these people, man?
Maybe he's a Mormon.
But remind me of those old Nowie videos. When they be like, go back to Mexico. He was like, I'm not from Mexico. I'm indigenous. You go back to your country, white boy. Go to Europe.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, man.
That's right, man.
But yeah, I don't know. It's getting crazier. Really crazier. People gonna have to make their decisions. Or you're gonna fight it, you're just gonna take it.
That's getting close to a show I'm going to have in 2 weeks.
About what?
No, it's got to do with the new government in Canada, who insists they're so willing to set a new relationship with First Nations. Well, it all revolves around money and giving away treaty rights. What a surprise.
Yeah.
And that's going to be in a couple weeks.
It's so wrong, man. It's so wrong. It's like, wow.
Well, the problem here with First Nations, the way everything is set up, the chain of authority for First Nations collective bargaining or positions or anything, the way the system's set up, it's surprise, surprise, just like Whitey's system. And the people on the grassroots don't count. And that may be changing, and changing fast in Canada, which I think would be fucking great.
Yeah, it would.
Because they have the environment where by law they can become a very vocal opponent and alternative viewpoints if they choose to do it. But, it's about money.
It's always about money. I think Stuart said that somewhere in the chat too.
No shit. What a surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
But wait, there's more. Fuck. Just pay special fee, and this one's free. That's oh no, I'm not even going to go there. I just thought of something else. No. Something about somebody saying something's free after you pay a certain amount of money. Well, then how the fuck is it free? You paid money, didn't you? So how is it free? Like, fuck off.
It's totally free for only $9.99. You get it free.
No, I saw something that was free for a year with $400 paid. Pardon?
How does that work?
I don't know.
Wait, $400 paid, free for a year.
Yep.
Are you paying for something else and you get something separate free for a year?
No.
Oh, wow. That's just a scam.
Well, it's marketing.
Yeah. So, yeah, anything else you want to... I think we got through all the topics. And some
yes, we did.
We rocked.
Okay, if you say so.
So anything else we need to go over before?
Go Croatia. That's all I'm going to say.
Go Croatia. So yeah, and if you're in the LA area, I think tonight at the Occupation, there's going to be something going on, a candlelight vigil or something. Trying to find it. But yeah, just if you're in the area, go down there. If not today, anytime. Support the people. Check out the list that's posted online with the things they need. Try to bring some stuff to help out if you can. And if not, just show up and support the people out there. And that's about it. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you, Glenn, as always. And ta-ta.
Ditto.
I know you were going to say it. I heard you start. All right. That's it. We're out.